In ancient Athens, marriage was far more than a personal union. It was a vital institution that shaped the very fabric of society. It was a bridge between families, a safeguard for citizenship, and a cornerstone for inheritance. For Athenian families, the decision to marry was not based on love but on duty and strategy. Athenian law allowed a man only one legal wife, though he could have concubines and engage with courtesans. Marriage's primary purpose was to produce legitimate heirs to carry on the oikos, the household, and to ensure the continuity of Athenian citizenship. Only children born to two Athenian citizens could claim this vital status. Yet, marriage was also an economic alliance, a means of strengthening ties between powerful families. The process began long before the bride and groom met. Fathers or male guardians, known as kyrios, negotiated the terms of the union. Brides were often very young, around 14, while grooms were typically older, in their mid-20s to early 30s. These arrangements were formalized through a betrothal, called engesis, which was a contract rather than a private promise. The bride's family provided a dowry, money, land, or goods to support the new household and secure her financial well-being. Once the terms were agreed upon, preparations for the wedding began in earnest. As the wedding day approached, the bride embarked on a journey of transformation. She took a ritual bath in sacred water, often drawn from the Kalaro fountain, to purify herself for her new role. She adorned herself in fine clothing and jewelry, symbols of her family's status and wealth. Offerings were made to the gods, especially Artemis, Hera, and Aphrodite, marking the end of her maidenhood. These included locks of her hair, toys from her childhood, or garments she had outgrown. This phase culminated in a celebratory feast held at the bride's home, where close family and friends gathered to honor her transition. The wedding day was a spectacle of rituals and festivities. It began with sacrifices to the gods, particularly Artemis, Hera, and Zeus, to invoke their blessings for the union. The bride, veiled and adorned with a wreath symbolizing fertility, became the center of attention. A grand feast, or symposium, followed at her family's home, with music, dancing, and toasts celebrating the couple. As evening fell, the most dramatic moment arrived, the ectasis or procession. The bride, accompanied by the groom, left her father's house. Sometimes riding in a chariot, other times walking, she was escorted to her new home by torchbearers, musicians, and a throng of well-wishers. This public journey marked her transition into married life. Upon arrival, the bride was showered with nuts, fruits, or coins, symbols of fertility and prosperity. She entered the household with her husband, marking the union's consummation and the beginning of her rule as mistress of the home. That night, the couple's marriage was solidified in the bridal chamber, a private act that held profound social significance. In the days following the wedding, the bride settled into her husband's oikos. She lit the hearth fire, dedicating herself to the household gods and signifying her integration into the family. Her duties included managing the home and ensuring its prosperity. Over time, the couple performed rituals to honor deities like Hestia and Aphrodite, praying for fertility and harmony. The bride's family might visit to ensure her well-being, and the community acknowledged the marriage as complete. Marriage in ancient Athens was far more than a personal milestone. It cemented alliances between families, enriched the religious life of households, and safeguarded the future of the polis by producing legitimate heirs. The transition from daughter, Kori, to wife, Gyne, was not merely a social change but a deeply symbolic act, one that bound individuals to the divine, the family, and the state.